What do we have at the foundation for Taurus, please? Six of Cups, Scorpio energy at the foundation of the reading, Taurus. Okay, Taurus, there's something that you're trying to manifest right now. There's some sort of vision that you have, but I feel that you have finally gotten to this point on your path where you're realizing in order to bring this thing into your everyday waking life, some changes need to be made. And the fact that this Six of Cups is coming out at the foundation of the reading, it has something to do with things in and around the stability of your life. Now, this can just speak about people, places, and or things that need to be sacrificed to the universe in order to be able to anchor yourself into a space where this manifestation exists. Now, I feel that a lot of you have been made to think that your expectations regarding this manifestation are unrealistic. It's as if you've been keeping yourself small, or you're quite possibly in environments that are minimizing you and or not encouraging you to go for whatever this is here. There's something quite big here, Taurus, that I'm picking up for all of you. But in order to be able to make this thing a reality, some big decisions need to be made here. And I feel that with this eclipse energy that we're experiencing right now, this is the perfect time to make those decisions. In fact, there's never been a more perfect time. And I feel you're right on the precipice of doing this. I think that a lot of you have been waking up inside this reality that you're in right now with this deep feeling that there's got to be a better way, that there's more, that things can be so much better than they are. But I feel that you have been limiting yourself and or keeping yourself small to appease certain energies and or institutions that exist around you. What do we have at the sacral, please, Spirit? Page of Pentacles, Earth energy at the sacral. Now, this Page of Pentacles is telling me that you definitely have something here. There's some sort of manifestation that you're on the precipice of bringing into your reality. And whenever I look at this card, it looks like what's kind of dark, right? There's not a lot of light. It almost looks like this person has been working on this creation hidden away somewhere, right? It's like nobody is capable of fully understanding what it is you are trying to manifest into your reality. And, you know, Taurus, I feel that you have gotten to a point on your path where you're sick of trying to get people to see it, right? You know, this is one of these situations where you have some sort of great idea, you share it with other people, maybe they laugh at you, or maybe they discourage you or just minimize you in some capacity and try to take that vision and dream away from you. And you may have gone through a long period of time where you allowed that without being consciously aware of what it was you were truly sacrificing. But now there's something about this eclipse energy which is arming you with a different kind of sight, Taurus. It's like you're starting to see now that any energies that are trying to stand in your way, whether they are consciously aware of it or not, are being used by some sort of force to keep you from bringing whatever this manifestation is into your everyday waking life, which can certainly speak about the magnitude of what this manifestation might actually be. You know, this feels a lot like one of these stories that stretches across time about an individual who is faced with some sort of intense opposition and struggle to bring forward this creation. It's like nobody supported them. People blackballed them. It seemed like the entire world was working against them, but it was only because of how important that particular thing was. Now, in a lot of cases, you may not fully understand exactly how important this thing is because it could just create some sort of ripple effect inside your reality where you're not fully aware of the influence that said manifestation brings. You know, this feels a lot like one of these situations where the universe places you in a specific location at a specific time to have a conversation with one individual, a conversation that that individual takes forward and passes along, and it creates some sort of energetic ripple effect that you possibly couldn't even begin to measure. And because we're reading for so many of you out there today, it's going to show up differently for all of you. But the most important thing here that you need to take from this message right now, Taurus, with only 2 cards on the table, you must push through any sort of opposition and see this thing through, whatever that means for you. If you're feeling intuitively led to begin making specific changes inside your everyday waking life, it's because the universe is guiding you. The universe is trying to assist you in bringing this into your everyday waking life. What do we have at the solar plexus, please? Eight of Swords, Gemini energy at the solar plexus. I'm picking up a lot of restriction here, Taurus, with this Eight of Swords at the solar plexus. There's something here that you feel powerless to, or it can be some sort of situation where you can't see a clear path forward. But what it's also telling me is that the only way someone or something can hold you back is if you allow it, right? Which is a interesting thing to say. Why would anybody want to allow anyone or anything to hold them back, right? But we do it all the time without even being fully aware of it. It could just be one of these situations where you don't understand how much something is holding you back until you release it. You know, what I'm seeing here with the Six of Cups is an energy that tells us that this person here is okay being defined by all of the things they could have been, right? Then we have the Page of Pentacles at the sacral, which is an energy of having something, right? Something that you think is significant enough to change your life and or even the world. It's the fire in your belly right there at the sacral position. But then Eight of Swords, you feel imprisoned by life in some capacity. That Eight of Swords is all the things we tell ourselves, right? Well, I can't do this because of that, right? But none of that is going to change until you decide to actually change it, because all life does is pile on more of that. And I feel that you're getting to a point in your life right now, Taurus, where the divine is saying, hey, we can bring this forward, but we've got to make some changes here, because we're not getting any closer to this thing on the trajectory you're on. So let's go ahead and stop for a moment. Let's check in with ourselves and take some sort of inventory in and around our life and look at some of the energies that may be taking a whole lot more than they are giving. And, you know, this is an uncomfortable energy to find yourself in, because it can see you having to make some sort of tough decisions. But again, in order to bring forward some sort of greatness, tough decisions are going to need to be made here. The Eight of Swords is also telling us, with this individual who's blindfolded, that you're not listening to your intuition or your higher guidance, and or you're trying to do it your way, right? Which is very common. A lot of the times we'll get intuitive guidance and we'll sort of cherry pick it, right? We'll use the things that we want to, and other things we'll do our own way. And you have free will, so you can do that if you want to. But the message I'm getting here from the universe is that this needs to be done a very specific way, because all you're doing here is delaying the ultimate outcome of bringing this thing into your reality. It's like the universe saying to you, okay, here's the mission statement, here's the blueprint, this is how you can get this thing done. And you saying, well, I'm just going to take this portion here, I'm going to add this here, and I'm going to do it this way so it sort of fits comfortably within the framework of my life. And then the universe saying, okay, well, that's going to take about 10 times longer to actually bring into your everyday waking life. And honestly, you might not even get there in this life cycle if that's the path that you want to choose. So Taurus, I understand that that can be a bit of a tough message to hear, but the universe has your back all the way and wants what's best for you. But ultimately, again, because of your free will, it's entirely up to you. Now, right on the bottom of the deck, we have the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords speaks about an ending and a beginning, and the ending can be something uncomfortable or painful. Okay, so exactly what we're picking up here, right? You realize that something, someone, some mindset, some space needs to be removed in order to set out on this path, period. What do we have at the heart position, please, Spirit? Wow. Judgment. Right there at the heart. I don't think we could have asked for a clearer confirmation than that. Spirit is telling me that this thing, whatever it is, Taurus, has been calling you for a long time, and it's not going anywhere anytime soon. In fact, it's just going to keep getting louder and louder until you do something about it. There's a space where you're needed. And the Judgment card can also speak about your purpose. So like I mentioned about the universe putting you in a specific place at a specific time to have a conversation with a specific person, who knows what it could be, right? But that's what we're getting here with Judgment at the heart. The fact Judgment is at that heart chakra position, it's telling me true heart's desire. It's like, there it is, right? It's like this trumpet just sounding off. which I feel is just speaking about that inner calling, that inner knowing. It's just getting louder and louder. It's like that inner trumpet refuses to quiet down. It's going to keep nagging at you until you make a final decision here. And Taurus, I feel that the reason why this is getting so loud and why it feels like it's just right here, right now, is again because of this eclipse. You know, it's so interesting, Taurus, but this eclipse for you is actually focusing on matters of the heart, right? True heart's desires. It's like you're being guided right now to release anything in your life that feels forced or out of place and embrace your personal passions. You know, and we always hear messages like this. It doesn't matter what zodiac sign you are, right? We hear these astrological insights that come with some of these transits. But the thing is, Taurus, when you say, you know what, I am going to take action towards that, you'll feel that sense of support because you're doing it in conjunction with those astrological transits. It's almost as if your path feels like it's been cleared. You feel supported. I like to think of the astrological transits as a wave. You grab your surfboard and you ride that wave, but it's energy. And Taurus, when you actually begin to implement this, you understand exactly what I'm saying here. Because all of a sudden, you'll just find yourself on that new timeline, in this new beginning. You'll start to look around in your life and go, wait a second, how did all this happen? But everything will be happening so quickly that you don't stop to look around and smell the roses until you're much further into that new beginning. And I know that that sounds wild, but it's so very true, Taurus, because I've experienced this myself. But the admission fee to all of this is your faith. That's it. You just have to trust that the universe is actually trying to co-create with you. And when you understand that there's a specific language where you can communicate with the universe through the moves you're making, well, now you're working with a whole different set of tools. And this is when you can begin to see the miracles that you can access in your life if you just implement these things when guided to. What do we have at the throat, please, Spirit? 10 of Pentacles, Virgo energy at the throat. Okay, so I actually did a pre-spread for you, and I pulled the 10 of Pentacles from this deck at the foundation. Now, the 10 of Pentacles from this deck shows an individual walking down the street with their hands in their pockets, and there's this sort of portal behind them, and it looks like there's a crowd watching them, right? Waiting for them to create the next scene in the movie that is their life. Now, the 10 of Pentacles here is your legacy, is your purpose. I feel that the universe is waiting for you to take the first step. Whatever it is, Taurus, that you have here, this dream, this vision, this true heart's desire, there's a portal opening up for you where you can actually start making your way towards this. And I'm hearing that that thing inside of you isn't there by chance. It's there for a very specific reason. It's not just meant to be some sort of fantasy that you find yourself being consumed by every so often. It was placed inside of you so you eventually do something about it and go and get it. You know, imagine if when we're a lot younger, we're taught that that vision, that dream, that inner pull that we have inside of us to go down certain paths is something that we should actually seek out. But instead, most of us are met with some sort of obstacles, people telling us how our life is going to look, people telling us that this is what we need to do. You know, most of these people don't know any better. We've all succumbed to the same societal norms. But what if things were different? What if everything we're learning now, we learned when we were much younger? This world would look like a completely different place. But it is what it is, Taurus, and this is the world we live in. And this is the reason why people like you are here, because you are here to set an example. There's a great story that is wanting to unfold behind your name, behind your life, but you have to want to accept it. The universe is always ready to make a great story out of an individual that self-empowers and goes for that vision, goes for that dream, goes for that true heart's desire, goes for that miracle, and actually makes it happen. You can be a legend walking, but you have to actually accept the mission. And as soon as you do, you bet the universe, the divine, spirit will be more than happy to use you as an example as to how an individual can make it happen. What do we have? Strength card, Leo energy at the third eye. Okay, so The third eye position is highlighting your intuitive guidance. These are messages coming directly from source in the form of downloads. Now, the strength card speaks about the courage and inner strength that you're being guided right now to actually harness to be able to make this happen. This all comes down to you balancing your self-love, confidence, and intuition. It's to say that listening to your intuition is a form of self-love. Why don't you love yourself enough to have the confidence to trust the intuitive guidance you are receiving at this time? Makes perfect sense. That's what I'm getting with the strength card at the third eye. What do we have for the crown, please? The Chariot, Cancer energy at the crown, victory. So now what we are seeing is a complete turnaround from the Six of Cups, right? I get this NPC kind of vibe, which is just another way of speaking about being a sheeple, right? In your everyday waking life, just kind of going through the grind, succumbing to the societal norms, doing what everybody else wants you to do, just being obedient and just marching in lockstep with everybody else. But that's not what you came here to do, Taurus. This Chariot at the crown is you now charging towards this. This is one of the fastest moving energies in the tarot, but it's all about assertion, okay? This is you actually implementing the changes and going for it. And it goes your way. Like I said, in regards to the transits being seen as waves, and we grab our surfboard and hop on them, that's what this Chariot's representing for me at the crown. The crown position is also highlighting your connection to source and spirit, the universe. So this is you now taking these downloads and putting action behind them. So we go from this energy of you no longer being satisfied with something just being a dream, something just being a fantasy, going through some level of awakening here, which has a lot to do with your surroundings and or mindsets and just limiting beliefs, and some sort of miracle begins to unfold. Judgment, Ten of Pentacles, Strength, and Chariot. And this is an energy that feels shocking. This is when you find yourself saying to yourself, wow, I can't believe that this was actually always available to me. I had no idea. And because you feel so supported by the universe, when you start going in this direction, it has the power to change your life. Everything just begins to look different. The way you interface with reality is not the same anymore. When you know that the higher power has your back because you're moving in a certain direction that is all based on these downloads you're getting, life becomes something else. You feel like you're a part of the mechanics of the universe. You feel a sense of purpose that you've never felt before. You know your life has more meaning behind it than what you have always been led to believe. And then right on the bottom of the deck, we have the World. Okay, so it's like here you are going through this portal. And the World card represents the fixed energy. So you, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius. All right, Spirit, what do we have at the foundation of the reading, please? Ace of Wands underneath the Six of Cups at the foundation. Very interesting. Now, this Ace of Wands here is speaking about you feeling weighed down by the everyday grind of your life and or lacking the motivation to actually do something about this dream and vision because there's so many different obstacles on your path. This is also an energy of saying that the timing's not right, but the timing has never been better, Taurus. This is just some default mechanism that you have picked up along the way to excuse yourself from taking action towards said manifestation here. Taurus, I can't emphasize this enough that there's something truly life-changing here, and you're much closer to it than you possibly think. This is one of these situations where you're a couple of decisions away from something completely shifting in your life. What do we have at the sacral, please? Seven of Wands, Leo energy at the sacral. Now, Taurus, what I'm getting here is that the more time that passes by without taking action towards this, the more frustrated you're going to get inside the situation that you may find yourself in. And this is going to lead to some sort of bitterness, and I feel it's going to lead to some sort of outburst. It's an energy where you just snap one day because that inner pull, that inner calling, that judgment energy won't leave you alone. And you start to resent certain spaces around you and see them as directly blocking you from going after said thing. So obviously the message there is that you're better off taking action towards this thing now and not allowing it to cause some sort of outburst or bitterness further down the track that is just going to explode your situation anyway. You know, a lot of this has to do with the fact that the space that I think you're finding yourself in right now, Taurus, is one that you've been in a while. You know, Taurus is a fixed sign, so you don't necessarily like change. But in order to allow for this breakthrough to come through, some changes have to be made. What do we have with the solar plexus, please? Ace of Swords, air energy at the solar plexus. This Ace of Swords is further highlighting this energy of, oh, it's just bad timing. There's something here, and well, that's right underneath that Eight of Swords as well. So it's like you're holding yourself back. It's like constantly saying, oh, the timing's not right. The timing's not right. But again, I just heard it's a default mechanism to excuse yourself from actually taking action towards something here. You know, there's this energy here where it's like you've convinced yourself that you're stuck or you're powerless to some sort of situation and that you can't really see a way out. But I feel that this is just the result of some sort of fear of change and or anxiety. And the thing is, Taurus, you know that this change needs to be made. You feel it. Again, it just keeps getting louder and louder. It's like you've almost become comfortable existing with being in this sort of in-between space. It's like you feel like you're trapped in something and you can't figure out how to escape. But that's just it. You're not trapped, and you don't need to escape. That's just a story that you've told yourself, because that would suggest that there's some sort of external force that is keeping you there, and it is not. You know, the Eight of Swords is an energy where somebody feels imprisoned, mental imprisonment, like a jail, but nobody put you in there. The keys are sitting right next to you. You can get up and unlock the cell door whenever you want. What do we have of the heart, please? Strength card again. Okay, but this strength card is different from this one. This is like strength read in its shadow, okay? Now, this is saying that you are being consumed by some sort of self-doubt and or there's some sort of lack of self-discipline there. And this is also an energy of fear. So it's really just highlighting everything that we picked up right here. These are all the things you tell yourself, right? The story you tell yourself as to why you can't do something. Now, the good thing about all of this, Taurus, is that there's seemingly no outside force that actually has the power to stand in your way. You've just programmed yourself into thinking that there is. And you know, Taurus, I got to tell you, this is very common. I've dealt with this before. I see this in readings all the time, right? We tell ourselves, oh, I can't do this because of that. But when you start to really strip back all of the layers, all of that which we tell ourselves is just an excuse to not actually take the bull by the horns. Simply put, you can do whatever you want. And then we have the Six of Cups again, okay? So whenever we get the same energy, right, the same card, either here or here in my readings that we did at the beginning of the reading, it's like we've gone full circle because this takes us into the outcome now. This Six of Cups here reads differently from this one, okay? Look, it says motivation, right? Which this whole message is supposed to be encouragement. It's supposed to be a motivator for you, okay? Now, the Six of Cups here is telling us that the universe is trying to gift you. It's trying to bless you. And this is what it looks like. See, when the universe is trying to bless you, it's going to start with encouragement to turn around your circumstances. Like, hey, Taurus, we got this for you over here. But in order for us to give it to you, we need you to remove yourself from these spaces. We need you to get that toxic so-and-so away from you, whatever it may be for you, right? Because they can't share in this with you. This is just for you and you only. This is a new path we're opening up just for you because we trust that you will take care of it. We trust that you'll do the right thing. What do we have at the throat, please, Spirit? Wow. Ace of Pentacles. There it is. Divine blessings drives away evil spirits. This is the divine saying, hey, this is just for you, Taurus, because we trust that you will do the right thing with it. hand of God. This is working in tandem with this Page of Pentacles. This is you saying, I have this vision. I have this dream. I have this fire in my belly. I know this is what I'm supposed to do. And this is the divine saying, yeah, that's right. We're the ones who gave you that true heart's desire. And now we're going to clear the path for you so you can actually go and get it. 10 of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles. This is the full gamut of bringing a manifestation into your reality. This is you having, right, the fire in your belly. This is the universe saying, yeah, looks good. Let's make it happen. 10 of Pentacles. This is you now surrounded by the manifestation. This is like saying the first step and the last step. What do we have at the third eye, please, Spirit? Death card, Scorpio energy at the third eye. Taurus, there's a really big change that is preparing to come into your life. It's all connected to this. Again, this is, I just heard shifting timelines. It says right here, endings and rebirth, influences health and longevity. Now, we have some of the most powerful cards that you can pull in this reading. Judgment and Death card, okay? Scorpio and Pluto energy. And then we have the 3 cards here that are representing this manifestation. Not to mention the Strength card and the Chariot. This speaks about the universe lifting you up, helping you gather the strength to start charging towards this life-changing experience that is just waiting to be manifested into your everyday waking life. What do we have at the crown to close this out for Taurus, please? 8 of Cups, Pisces energy at the crown. Now, this card came out in reverse, but this deck here, I automatically read as uprights. Like these ones, I automatically read as reversals, negative polarities, positive polarities. But this 8 of Cups here is supporting this Death card and Chariot because it's further highlighting this transformation that is preparing to unfold in your life. The 8 of Cups is also an energy of you withdrawing from certain spaces. It's like you have finally learned that nothing is going to change where you're at. If you want to change for the better, you're going to have to go out and get it yourself. You can't rely on any of these other energies that may be around you to want the exact same thing as you, because I don't even feel like they fully understand what this all means anyway. What you're doing here hasn't been done before. This is something new. This is a path, like I mentioned, that the universe has opened up just for you and you alone. So it's time to take stock of energies in and around your life. Are they supporting you, or are they taking more than they're actually giving back? Get selfish with your time and energy right now, Taurus. If it means that that's what you need to do to be able to bring this forward into your life, so be it. So Taurus, I certainly hope that there's some messages here that can supply you with the encouragement to set forward on this path and bring this into your reality. All right, Taurus, this is what I have for all of you. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. If you feel that you got something encouraging from this reading, I hope you'll consider giving it a hype to help get it into YouTube's algorithm. If you would like to join the membership section of my channel, you can click on the join button or find the link down below. I upload additional videos there each month, so go check it out. Those readings are quite potent because I pick up on a smaller collective of individuals. I'm also running a 15% off sale at PLUTOBEANstudio.com, where I have a number of items which are extensions of the creative output of my channel. You can see a lot of the items in the sidebar and also down below this video. So go check it out if you want to see some of the other things that I've been working on. I also still have some limited spots open for personal readings. You can find that information down below in the description. I also wanted to thank everybody who's been donating to my channel lately. Your donations help keep my channel going, so thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. But lastly, I would like to know how this reading resonated with you. So leave me a heart and or a comment down below, and I'll speak to you all again soon. Take care.